Hello, I just want to go over how you earn points in this class and emphasize the collaborative nature of our work to be sure that you get that point. So I am starting off here on Blackboard in our information sidebar right here where it says information. There is the daily work tab where you can find the reading and background information. And then there is Edmodo, which we will look at in just a second. That's the collaborative space, and that's the classroom. So if you think of Blackboard as an assignment folder, as a course pack, and you think of Edmodo as the actual classroom, that will probably help you understand how this class is set up. Now if we look again at the points distribution. There are 100 total points in this class, and when you look at your Blackboard gradebook, your goal is to have it add up to 100 in the total column by the end of the semester. Since the gradebook is still empty, I can show you what it looks like from my view. So here are all of your names. The quizzes are not supposed to, well, I suppose they have these totals that you can see. They're worth a point each, so if you do them, you earn a point that I have to add in later. The total does not show any points for the quizzes until I add them in. There are 10 total quizzes, or possibly 8 quizzes and a survey about how you learn that I will ask you to do in a couple of weeks, and I add 10 points for that. This paper is worth a possible 10 points. I need to update that. These are not supposed to be 13, they're supposed to be 10. Your curriculum project is worth 10, and the quizzes are worth 1 possible point each. Some of this I have to adjust manually because Blackboard doesn't like it when something that it views as a test isn't worth the amount of points. And I fix these things continuously, and Blackboard is kind of difficult to manage in terms of creating formative assessments. But anyway, there's a point for each of these quizzes. There is 10 points for each of the papers and 10 points for the curriculum project. And the exams, if we look at this breakdown, are worth 10 points each. So it adds up to 100 total. People get very confused about that. I don't know why, because it doesn't seem like it could be any more simple to me. But I think the confusion comes from the fact that Blackboard tries to tell you that one quiz is worth 100 points. And if that were true, then you could take one quiz and be done with the class. Obviously, that's not true. The largest points available in this class are for your participation and daily assignments. Those are the assignments that we do on Edmodo. They are worth 30% of your grade. Therefore, keeping up with these is more important, really, than doing the quizzes. I think you're used to a conventional learning model where quizzes and tests are the primary mode of assessment, but quizzes can't really assess critical thinking or creativity. And if you are going to be a teacher or an actor or a broadcaster, critical thinking and creativity are very important skills, and they're kind of hard to measure on a multiple choice test. So keep in mind 30% of your grade for these short daily assignments. They are in the Blackboard daily work folders, but it is really important for you to post them on Edmodo because I have made this rubric to show how you earn the three points for each short activity. So the first 2 short activities that we have posted on Edmodo already are the Sway In and Introduce Yourself and the Planet Stoltenberg assignment. This is how you earn your 3 points according to this rubric. The main goal of Edmodo is to post your short activities to create a collaborative learning community online, meaning you post them for your classmates to see, so you can talk amongst yourselves, you can talk to each other. And that social model of learning is far superior to an individualistic multiple choice model of learning. I've blended together different strategies in this class. You need to understand that the discussion-based seminar model is the most important. 10 activities, 3 points, approximately 3 points each. So if you don't post your submit in time for your classmate, if you don't submit your post on time for your classmates to learn from it or give any of them any feedback, you're not going to get any points for it. If you don't post your short assignment but you respond to your classmates, you can still get a point. If you post your work in time for your classmates to respond to it and give specific detailed comments to at least 3 classmates, you get 2 points. And this is for each of the 10 assignments that we're going to do. In terms of relevance, if your post doesn't seem to address the text or supplementary materials in the daily work folder, you don't get any points. If you use a quote from the novel, for example, or the prose poem Memoir by Jacqueline Woodson, then you get half a point. Or if you use a quote in a specific detail and cite that you got it from a TED lecture or video in the daily work folders, you get another half a point. If in your post you quote the text specifically and refer to one of the supplemental sources, then you get an additional point. So really in order to get these 3 points for these 10 activities, it's pretty involved and involves some critical thinking and application of ideas. And this rubric is something you can refer to each time you post. But keep in mind that replying to your classmates is one of the first and foremost ways that you earn your points. You cannot even get 2 points if you don't post and reply to 3 classmates. So if we take a look at Edmodo, this is how that would look. And I have gone through and responded specifically to each of the sway in and introduce yourself introductory posts. So here we have Barron's introductory post, and here we have my reply to him. This ad is driving me crazy and I can't make it go away. Hopefully you're not seeing it. Now this is just a post I made in response to Kellen asking me for ideas about the sci-fi assignment. And when you have a question about an assignment, Edmodo is a good space to use to ask the question, because then everybody benefits from your question and the answer to it. If I had just emailed Kellen the sample sci-fi posts for the second activity, then everyone in the class wouldn't have had samples from previous terms to look at. That's an individual model of just emailing to one person versus this collaborative learning model, which is why we're using Edmodo. Here is my response with some specific detail to Casey's post. I didn't yet respond to Kellen's Planet Stoltenberg post, but I would like to leave that for you all to do, not just the discussion board being about me having a conversation with each of you, but you're supposed to talk amongst each other. So please respond to Kellen's Planet Stoltenberg post. Then here we have a few more of the introductory sways and some conversation, again, just between me and your classmates. I would like you to look at each other's introductory posts and talk to each other, because you're going to be doing that all semester. I just finished an online course in June, and at the end of the semester, in the last week of class, students finally started talking to each other in the discussion board, and it was amazing. And then they gave me feedback that that was the best part of the class. And I was really glad about that, but it was something I had worked the entire semester to try to get them to do. So I would like to do that starting with this week, not waiting to the last week of class, because it is one of the most rich modes of learning that you will experience in this class. There is a poll here, by the way, that 3 people have responded to about how much you used Edmodo. And sometimes I'll just put little polls and little Q&As there so I can assess how you are learning from these different kind of assignments as well. So remember, for your assignments, you definitely want to respond to your classmates, or you're going to be missing out on a lot of points and also missing out on the most rich learning experience that I think this class will offer you. So, if you have any questions about using Edmodo, about these short assignments that I'll post every week, about the rubric, because I'm always open to critique and questions. You can also find in the Blackboard folders the prompts for Edmodo posts. But I just put them on Blackboard just to kind of have an archive. The actual prompts will be posted individually during the week right on Edmodo for you to see. So I hope that clarifies to you the importance of using Edmodo and of replying to each other's Edmodo posts. Have a great week. Bye-bye.